Hey everybody, welcome back. If you're joining me for the first time, welcome for the first time. So, I want to talk to you today about Married at First Sight because I said I was going to start reviewing Married at First Sight. This isn't going to be a frame by frame um, Married at First Sight recap. So if you haven't seen it, maybe you should check your local listing, go on demand or what have you, or go to another vlogger. Some of my favorite vloggers do it great. So go visit their page. But if you want to just hear like my thoughts on it, because I have a lot of opinions, bear with me. Here we go. So, this was the episode of Married at First Sight when the couples invite their friends and family over so each person can get a better sense of their husband or wife. So, but before that, the guys and the girls, they meet up. They meet up out. It looks like the guys were out and the girls were in the lobby of the apartment complex or the apartment high rise. So, the girls are meeting up, and it's always kind of like on the movie Grease, where like, cut here, the girls are saying this, the guys are saying that. Like, it's always like, summer loving happens so fast, summer loving. So you get what it's just. It's like a cut back and forth from scene to scene. So they're just kind of catching up, and they're trying to figure out what's going on with the couples. You have Mirla, like it's funny. Bao said they started discussing that they're going to have a housewarming. And so Bao's like, yeah, we're going to have a theme. It's going to be tropical since, we kind of went to an island. And Mirla cut in and was like, kind of went to an island. There wasn't no island. And Mirla's kind of like me. And that's why I don't mind Mirla. I get her. Like, I'm not like her, like all high maintenance. I got to have Louboutins and Louis Vuitton and all that stuff. But I get her dryness. Like, I get it. Like, and then I get her lack of excitement to things because it's like, I've always felt like, why is everybody so excited? What's so exciting about this? Like, it is what it is. Like, this was not an island. This was the Florida Keys. Like, go to an island, then you call it an island. So I get Mirla in that sense. And then you have Michaela kind of sitting there. It's obvious, like, Michaela, her whole being at this gathering is like, I'm trying to hide something. I'm just going to listen. I'm hoping they won't ask me anything about me and Zach, because me and Zach, we ain't the best. We're not on the best terms right now, because I went the F off on Zach. That's her whole energy. And then, of course, Rachel's acting like, me and Short Jose, we really vibe. We doing well. We doing good, blah, blah, blah. So then, we see the guys, and the guys are talking, and Gil has this obsession with the fact that he has yet to kiss Mirla. Like, Gil, there's some people who are really obsessed with kissing. I'm not one of those people, so, but I get it. Like, it's an intimacy that pulls you together, I guess. But I mean, so Gil really wants that kiss from Mirla, and Mirla is backing down. So then they're asking Johnny, like, wait, back it up. Did Mirla and Gil have that conversation with his mom first? And it's funny, Gil's mom, so if they have, I can't remember the order because my mind is not that linear. I jump around when I'm telling stories in general, so bear with me. If you don't like someone who jumps around while telling stories, you might not want to be here. So anyhow, Gil introduced Mirla to his mother on FaceTime, and Gil's mother is in Colombia. And what's funny is, this sounds horrible, but my sister and I watch these shows together, and we watch first of all, we watch a lot of Colombian telenovelas because the Colombian telenovelas are excellent. Like, if you want some good drama, let me tell you something. Watch this show on Netflix, La Reina del Flow, not La Reina del Sur. La Reina del Flow, or Queen of Flow. That is the best telenovela, and I've been waiting for season 2. As I digress. So when Gil's mother got on the phone, my sister said, she sounded like one of those Colombians in the movie. She sounds poor. And I'm like, that's messed up to say she sounds poor. But she did sound like one of the ladies in the telenovelas. And here's another thing about Colombians. Like, I saw in some comments where somebody was offended that Gil kept calling Mirla princess. But in these telenovelas, that's their every other word. Princesa, princesa, princesa. Like, Colombians love the word princesa. And they love to say, me gusto, me gusta. And so that's exactly what Gil's mother did. But when Gil was describing Mirla, he said she's like something something in Spanish, and Mirla's like, what does that mean? Bougie. Bougie, 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 bougie. He kept saying, like, okay, so I feel like that's gonna get old real fast because it's like you're positioning Gil is putting her on the defense. Like she has to constantly defend who she is to Gil, and she ain't backing down. Like, look, Mirla is not backing down from who she is, and I respect that. Like, she may be negative Nancy and don't like anything. Like, that's whack, that's whack. Wait a minute, that's me. I'm the one that says I used to say everything is whack. That's why I relate to Mirla, because somebody would say, oh, the sky is so beautiful. It's okay. That used to be me. Like someone used to say, your favorite word is whack. But so I get Mirla. I get her whole being, although I don't necessarily think, like, I feel like let's have fun. We're gonna make the best of every moment. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, the sun is too bright, I'm not going in the sun, oh, this hotel room sucks. I might say the hotel room sucks, but I'm still gonna if as long as it's clean, I'm gonna be all right with it. I'm not going to bitch and moan about it like Mirla does. But I do relate to Mirla, and I think she's funny because I think she's dry, and she always has a smirk on her face. So she's not all mad. She's not mad because Mirla always has this little smirk on her face. And Gil obviously likes it, but Gil doesn't know how to deal with it, it seems. Like, he's playing this good guy role, which he is probably a good guy. He's probably easygoing, like, mild-mannered guy. But at some point, that's going to get old. It's going to get old from both parties, I think. Because what I find interesting is they laid out their finances. And, like, it's like they were production or editing was trying to play Mirla out. Like she's just frivolous. Like, I spend so much money on lavish things. But Mirla was like, what's your savings like? Mirla is almost like little bitty Jose. Like, what's the savings like? Because I don't want to live in this little bit. I'm not living in his little bitty apartment. I want a home. Though I'm renting right now, I want a home. And I want the lifestyle that I want, which she is entitled to, because it's like people think just because you want better for yourself and you like nice things that you're automatically shallow. But no, you can have nice things and have your things in order. Like, you can have your stuff together, your finances in order, and have nice things. Just because you don't put that on me. Don't put your lack of, financial restraint or control or your financial intelligence on me. But here's another thing about Mirla. And I think about a lot of people as I'm going through this right now, because I'm trying to get my finances in order to grow, not just to maintain. Like, Mirla says she has savings. Does this savings mean you have investments as well as, like, you've maxed out your 401k and all that stuff, or you just have a savings account? Because if you just have a savings account, you need to talk to little Jose about that, because you need to be investing. Because really, like, what the situation I'm in, I was talking to one of my financial friends, and he's like, look, and everybody knows this, you should know this, savings accounts don't gain any interest. It's just money sitting doing nothing. You need to make your money work for you, Mirla. I hope you're doing that. But, Gil's like, I'm simple, I don't need that much, but I want to provide. So, I feel like they can come to an even playing field. But I guess when, like, Mirla's going to want this 3,000 square foot house, and Gil's are like, we don't need that. But at the same time, Gil wants 7 or 8 kids. So which one is it, Gil? So moving on back to the men, and they were, discussing, Gil hadn't gotten a kiss. Of course, who's consummated their marriage, and, little Jose, they have, and Brett and Ryan, they haven't gotten to a kiss yet, because Brett has been out of the dating scene for a while, and they're just taking it slow, getting to know each other, which they should, because it's only been, now at this point, maybe 2 weeks now. So get to know these people first. I know you only have 2 months to make a decision, but get to know each other. Like, do that. Get to know each other. And then they get to the main show. Johnny is very, like, he is having some real reactions and responses that it looks like he's having some sort of traumatic experience, and she has pressure on himself right now. Like, he is internalizing everything. And they notice that, and he like gets up and he goes outside. Producers ask him a question, and he's shaking and holding back tears, like he feels like he's made a bad decision, like he wasn't ready to get married, which he probably wasn't. And then, somewhere along the way, they get to a space which I don't understand, because later on in the episode, Johnny and Bao are in a good place again. They discuss, Bao sensibly asks him what's wrong when they're in bed. And did y'all notice that she'd already showered because her hair looked like it was wet, so it can be assumed while getting ready for bed, she took a shower beforehand. But so they're in bed and they're discussing, like, I feel like it's something not right. And so they have a very, very analytical discussion, because that's what Bao's always going to do. Bao's always going to be analytical when it comes to speaking and expressing. She's going to always give you an analytical approach to life. And maybe that's what's lacking for Johnny. It's more analytical versus just feeling and being. But at the same time, he said she was Kitty. So maybe she doesn't know how to turn off the analytical side at the right time, and she turns on that Kitty side at the wrong time. I don't know. Anyhow, they seem to come to an agreement. So, like, we're moving on, like, to the parties. So, Jose Sr. arrives. And here's the thing. My sister, for some reason, has really, like, honed in on Jose Sr. And she's like, where's Jose Sr.? I want to see Jose Sr. Because he has a little bird face and he looks pleasant, and he made fun of his son, I'm assuming. He is kind of a funny guy to me in a subtle way. And he's not even doing anything, but we like Jose Sr. So Jose Sr. comes in with his wife, Julie, and then, some of Rachel's friends come over. And then when they separate, basically, Julie tells her, like, look, you need to take some control away from Jose. Don't let him control your finances. And that's true. You should never let one person control your finances, because if it doesn't work out, you need to have some sort of control left, because marriage is, yes, a business agreement. Anyhow, so their party, they have Mexican food, they have Modelo, and, it looks like they have margaritas, they toast, they have a good time. Then we move on to Bao and Johnny. And did y'all notice that Bao says Johnny at least 50 times an episode? Like, there should be a shot competition. Like, every time Bao says Johnny, you should take a shot, because you will be drunk afterwards. Anyhow, Bao basically says she was going through the motions of doing this. And, back it up. Bao met with her friend. What's his name? I forgot his name. Her friend. They were discussing relationships and how to deal. So basically, each couple is like trying to figure out through their friends and family, what is this person like? And, Johnny's friends are telling Bao how to deal with Johnny. And Johnny, it's just so funny. Their disconnect seems to be basically, Bao thought Johnny was a party frat boy bro, and Johnny doesn't see Bao as sexual and sensual, and she's probably too analytical. He hasn't said that, but I'm assuming that might be the case with Johnny and Bao. So it just seems like Brett and Ryan are the ones that are the best suited for each other, though they have that she's afraid of everything, has anxiety about everything, and he's ultra laid back. And I think that Ryan is getting a bad rap. At least he was getting a bad rap in my mind, because when they first introduced him with his family, they set him up like he was this playboy. He's dated so many women. I was thinking he was going to have this charismatic personality or big personality, but he's very laid back and dry, which is fine. But he's kind of a hard read, because he kind of has a poker face, even when he's telling a joke. Like when he said about Brett's dog lived a long life, it seems serious. And I can relate to that, because friends of mine always say, I always have to tell them it was a joke. It didn't sound like a joke. Okay, well, you just don't get my sense of humor after 10 years of friendship. You just don't get it. But I guess the different inflections that I might have and Ryan might not have, it kind of comes off as very dry and very like drab. But I get his sense of humor, much like I got Jacob's sense of humor on last season, which what's her name? I can't remember her name. Who looked like my Airbnb guest? What was her name? Well, anyhow, you don't even know my Airbnb guests, so whatever. But I think that they are on the right track because they're learning each other. And then, like, when Brett's friends came over, as well as Ryan's friends, he was like, all y'all married. Y'all got bands on bands on bands. And they're like, yeah, we're all married. So it seems like they're going to be able to merge friends very well. Although I don't think Ryan wants to see friends all the time. Or was that Rachel who said that? I don't know. But they seem to be on the right track. But now let's just talk about what we came here for. Let's just be honest. We all came here to talk about Michaela and Zach. Although I don't really think this scene gave me what I really wanted it to give. And they always save them for the last 5 minutes of the show. So I thought it was going to be another explosion. But it really wasn't. It was just basically Zach talking in his fast, nervous manner, saying how he has anxiety about Michaela and the way Michaela behaves. Because apparently, back it up. They had the, wait, I'm missing a whole lot here. So bear with me, folks. I'm missing Gil and Mirla's their housewarming, and Gil's friend, who's Willie. Willie comes with his wife, who's like a big personality, in your face personality. I can't remember her name, you know, but obviously Willie is a Latino, Afro Latino too, like Gil. So they come over, they start talking. Did y'all notice that Mirla's male friend, he didn't say anything the whole time? Then he's like, let's go outside and talk. And then he didn't really offer much because Gil's like, so how has she been with men? Has she been affectionate? Here we go again. Gil still trying to figure out, am I going to ever get a kiss from Mirla? I mean, you're getting like some cuddle time with Mirla. Like she's like letting you, she's like pulling in on you and hugging you. So, I mean, it'll come. Just stop pressing it. Because clearly, Mirla isn't someone who's going to give you exactly what you want when you want it. She's going to give you what you want when she wants to give it. So, they're having this discussion. And then her male friend, who I don't even remember his name because he was just so not present in the main room of the party. He's like, I don't know. In 10 years of knowing her, I never seen her give a man any affection. And it's funny because I realized that Mirla just moved to Houston like maybe 4 years ago, I think from McAllen, Texas. So she's fairly new, but you've known this guy for 10 years. Were you in McAllen? How long, like, how did you know this guy, Mirla? Or is he just a plant? Anyhow, so let's go back. Let's go forward to Michaela and Zach again. So, they're discussing, and the thing is with Michaela, I'm not going to call her crazy, but she definitely has a few screws loose. Like she is definitely unstable. And why do I say that? Because her actions, the way she's standing there. Like Michaela is that person who's a great interview. You interview her for work. She seems highly qualified. She can get this job done. But as soon as she gets into her position, she's going to like try to pull rank on everybody. In my last job, we did this. You're not at your last job. Look here, girl, you're going to need to do this. You're going to need, like, she comes in as a director and she starts like making all the people under her feel like crap. Girl, you're going to have to do this. You're going to type that email over. You're going to have to give me that spreadsheet in a different way. What's up with them logos? That's Michaela. She's poised on the outside, but the inside of her is a raging lunatic. And okay, lunatic is strong because I know how people like to be nice these days, but I use strong words like Erica Girardi, so forgive me. But Michaela is off, and you can see her like counting in her head, 1, 2, 3, 4, don't go off. 1, 2, 3, 4, don't go off. 1, 2, 3, 4, don't go off. As Zach is expressing how I'm not used to that. I don't like that kind of behavior. My last relationships, girls were confrontational, and, I feel like Zach actually antagonized this whole situation, which I'm glad she didn't go off the way she probably typically would, because I felt like his energy coming in was a little bit antagonistic. Like it's like he was provoking her to go off, because just his words, like I don't, but it may be true, because Zach seems like he came from a loving, supportive family, just like his mother's like, you babe, my baby's angel, or whatever. Like he's been coddled, and his family, they seem like very even keeled, a quiet family. a quiet, loving family. And from what Michaela expressed, she said her parents used to like fight hard, argue bad, like, and throw out cuss words, and she didn't want to do that. So, and everybody doesn't know that or understand that. And I think people make that assumption when going into relationships that everybody grew up like them, which is not the case. And so Michaela's like, I didn't know. I'm sorry. I didn't know that what I said would have offended you. Because you're not self-aware, like, that's just how I am. Like, I didn't know. She was acting kind of like crazy to me. Just her expressions were like, they shot her from an angle, so you couldn't get her full frontal view of Michaela, what she was doing. They kept shooting Zach, and he's all in his neck, like talking with his bottom teeth. But it's like, he left. He said, I ain't staying here tonight. I don't feel comfortable. As he should have, because I feel like he might have awakened with a knife in front of his face. Because she seems like that type who might do that. Like, she seems like the character in My Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Or there was a character in this movie. What's that movie with Jamie Foxx, where this girl was acting kind of psycho with the white guy in the movie? It's that movie. It's not Two Can Play That Game. No, it's definitely not that. It's that movie with Gabrielle Union and Jamie Foxx. He was an author. Anyhow, Michaela needs to get it together. And we know she's going to even explode even more, like pushing people and somebody's holding her back in the upcoming episode. So this episode was, it was fun. I mean, I like it when we get a sense of who these people are through their friends and family. And did I miss anybody? There's Michaela, there's little Jose and Rachel. And they went to the garden center. I think it was Cornelius Garden Center here in Houston. My sister said she didn't think it was, but it looked like it to me. But then there's Bao and Johnny. Then there's Brett and Ryan. Then there's Gil and Mirla. And then there's Michaela and Zach. So let me know what your thoughts are. And this is kind of long, and I didn't want it to be long, but it is a 2-hour show. So, I mean, it's going to be long if you're going to cover stuff. And I don't even think I covered half of it. But like and subscribe and tell me what your thoughts are. Do you think that Zach was right to just go stay at his own home? Or should he have toughed it out with Michaela? I mean, they are married. So let me know. Okay, bye.